What brings you to India?
I am the executive chairman of a cricket and fitness business called DriveFITT. The business is based here in Gurgaon. I frequent here sort of every 3 weeks. I try to get over from Dubai, where I live. This is where our head office is, this is where our team is, and I'm finding myself traveling more and more frequently, and I'm really loving it. As much as I miss my kids and my wife when I travel.
Why to start this in Gurgaon?
There's a saying that is, fish where the fish are, and this is a cricket related business.
Secondly, when it comes to fitness, now people are kind of getting more serious about their fitness also. That's one of the reasons why you combine cricket with fitness?
Yeah, I think even if you look at India as a whole, you've got an enormous middle class that's growing. I think I read India's middle class is around 450 million people, growing at 25 million people. 25 million people is more than, it's the same as the population of Australia is entering this middle class. What do I think a $1 billion business?
Yeah.
As a businessman, I look at, okay, is the market there? Yes. Has anyone done this before? No.
Yeah.
Is the timing right? India is growing at a rapid rate. Money is pouring into India. What growth opportunities are there? What are you seeing in the market right now that you didn't see 5 years ago?
Yeah.
What are the challenges for Western companies in your industry, in your field, coming into India?
Fitness, you can only go far with fitness if you're passionate about it. One food that you like in India?
I love a garlic cheese naan so much. I just love it. And then I love it with a yellow dal.
Mark Sellar, Australian entrepreneur, product guy, and co-founder of DriveFITT, a bold new cricket meets fitness brand taking off in India. He's teamed up with Shubman Gill, Preeti Zinta, and a powerhouse crew to shake up how India trains, recovers, and plays. From building brands across continents to blending sport and culture, Mark's got stories, insights, and big vision.
Mark, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
What brings you to India?
Well, broadly speaking, I am the executive chairman of a cricket and fitness business called DriveFITT. The business is based here in Gurgaon. I frequent here sort of every 3 weeks. I try to get over from Dubai, where I live. And this is where our head office is, this is where our team is, and I'm finding myself traveling more and more frequently, and I'm really loving it. I'm actually really, as much as I miss my kids and my wife when I travel, I absolutely love coming over to Delhi. It's been a great experience.
Why to start this in Delhi, Gurgaon?
Well, more broadly speaking, why start in India? There's a saying that is, fish where the fish are. And this is a cricket related business. And if you're talking about India and Indians in cricket, you don't need to convince Indians that cricket is a good sport. And so with the mass participation and fanfare that cricket has in India, if you were going to combine cricket and fitness together, the logical place that you would do it is in India.
Absolutely. People here do not take cricket as sport, but then as religion. People praise Saurabh Ganguly, Sachin Tendulkar, and now Virat Kohli. And absolutely right. India currently is, like one of the most exciting markets out there when it comes to cricket. And then secondly, when it comes to fitness, now people are kind of getting more serious about their fitness also. That's one of the reasons why you combine cricket with fitness?
Yeah, I think even if you look at India as a whole, you've got an enormous middle class that's growing. I think I read India's middle class is around 450 million people, growing at 25 million people a year. 25 million people is more than it's the same as the population of Australia is entering this middle class.
Okay.
And what happens when people are entering a middle class, there's more free cash flow to spend, and what people will typically spend money on is themselves and their health and their fitness. And so India does certainly seem to be going through a big fitness wave, and where we sit as DriveFITT, the logical way to get people to participate in fitness is through the love of cricket. And, so many Indians love cricket. cricket is obviously a sport. Sport ties beautifully into fitness. And so you combine them together, you get this great participation. People are getting fit and they're having fun while they do it.
So you started with Gurgaon, so a metro city. But then do you really think tier 2 and tier 3 cities are ready to get, such sort of things wherein cricket and fitness go hand in hand and, you create such a space wherein people would be able to do both?
Yeah, I think we are obviously in a tier 1 city to start with. We are actively marketing for franchises everywhere, all over India. And I think outside of those tier 1 cities, we can do really, really well because you typically get more space. So you can have larger facilities, which will mean larger, more nets available, more batting time for people. And so, yeah, I think in the tier 2 and beyond cities, we can do really well. But of course, the business needs to have a flexible pricing model to do that. So in tier 1, we're looking at around 65,000 rupees a year for a membership, for a full membership. And then as we say go to a tier 2, tier 3 city, we're looking more closer to 45,000 and possibly stretching down.
Okay.
And so we really want to address as broad a market as you possibly can.
Okay.
And the way to do that is through a stretching pricing model and also a stretching offering model. So what you see for, say, a $45,000 membership or 45,000 rupee membership is not exactly the same as what you'll see in the tier 1 at 65,000. Very similar. Core offering is still effectively the same, but it's built to cater to a broad audience.
Absolutely. So why cricket and fitness? As in, you are more into fitness or you're more into cricket, and that's why one of the reasons you started this?
Personally, I love fitness. I absolutely love fitness. It's been a passion of mine for my entire life. I've always been in the gym.
Likewise.
Yeah. I snuck in a very quick gym session today, and it is a real passion. And I've always loved cricket. As a junior, I played a lot of cricket. Really, really loved it. I still love cricket. I watch a lot of cricket. I now watch a lot of Indian cricket. And I never used to. I only ever used to watch Indian cricket if Australia was playing against India. But now I find myself, I know a lot of players. I've met a lot of players now.
Cheering both teams together.
I am. And I find myself, people must see me on my phone looking at Indian cricket thinking, why is that man following the Indian cricket team? But it's really combining two things that I love. And so, when people say you should have, you'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do.
Absolutely.
And I love cricket. I do love fitness. And so for me, this never feels like working.
No, rightly said. As in, like, this is not like a work for me right now because I love podcasting.
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
And having conversation, to be very honest. So, cricket, fitness, that's the base that's there. But then to be good at cricket or to be good with fitness and bringing in longevity, also you need recovery as well. So are you really focusing on that piece also when it comes to your facility?
Yeah, recovery has become a pillar of health and fitness, especially you look at someone like, say, my age. I'm 38 years old. When I train really hard, I do not recover as well as I used to. That's just fact. And as you get older, your recovery abilities go down naturally. And so you really do need to provide recovery services and infrastructure for people if they're going to take, say, a sport like cricket seriously. Your recovery will fall off dramatically if you are not actively recovering properly. So within a DriveFITT facility, you will find cricket, you'll find fitness, you'll find recovery, and we also bring in community, where we want to create a club atmosphere where people will mingle, they'll stay in the club, they'll talk about their performance at cricket on the weekend. We really want people to actually come into the space and enjoy it and stay. It's not just like I previously had other gym memberships where you literally fob in, quickly do your session, and then you leave.
Get out.
And if you don't have time, by all means, you can do that in a Drive
Right.
Fit. But we want to create a space where people actually want to stay because it's fun, it's interesting, it's engaging. So we do consider ourselves as a club and a community club.
And this is bang on actually. So currently, usually what happens is on a Saturday or a Sunday, I go to the gym and, my friends being not into fitness, they're consuming alcohol or either, partying somewhere or the other. And I often think, of course, you cannot, move away from your childhood friends, but then
Yeah.
a space wherein I can actually talk to more people about fitness and kind of have those conversations and community wherein I can actually build that kind of thing as well.
In our flagship site in Gurgaon, we have a large breakout area. So we've got areas that people can get their laptop out and do some work. They can go to the nutrition bar and have a protein shake or some protein balls and eat and sit, mingle, talk. We've got an area where you can watch the cricket up on TV. So if India's playing against England as they are right now, you could go sit, watch the game, have a protein shake. You might go have an ice bath after your session. Like, it's a place we want people to come, stay, enjoy, and really get that sense of community.
So are you targeting some age group, or this is like for everyone, as in for kids, for adults, as in for, teenagers, for elderly people also? Will that be a space for everyone?
The idea of this business is that it is a space for everybody, male, female, of all ages. And so if you look at the cricketing ecosystem at the moment for cricket training, the best training facilities are for people who are aspiring cricketers. So unless you're an aspiring cricketer, unless you're part of an academy, you're not going to have access to those facilities. And that's what we want to change. We want people who just love cricket. You might be an accountant. You might be a doctor. You could be anybody, but you're not an aspiring professional cricketer, but you play cricket on the weekend. You love it.
And you want to be good at it.
And you want to be good at it. And it's natural. Cricket is a sport. You play it so that you can get better, so you can perform. You look at how many people now take their cricket statistics. And the reason they take their statistics is because that's a performance metric, which means you want to get better. And so what we offer is a facility where people of all ages, not just aspiring cricketers, but all ages can come, they can train, they can get fit and healthy like they would in a normal everyday gym, but then they can train for cricket. They can bat.
So it's easier also.
Absolutely, yeah.
So if I love cricket and I just play cricket and be fit, it's a lot easier than me lifting weights if I don't like lifting weights.
That's right, yeah. And even if you're not taking your cricket that seriously, you can still be a member of a DriveFIT. You can still come and use the gym. You can still come and use the sauna, the ice bath, the community, and you might just want to bowl a few overs once a week to a friend. You can do that too, whereas no other gym offers that. And so that's where we're sort of trying to bridge this gap where we know people love cricket. We know that the fitness industry is booming in India. And so we're trying to connect those two dots for people.
So will this be concentrated only around cricket, or you will get other things like MMA, boxing, all of those as well?
Fundamentally, we're cricket. We're also bringing in the sport of running. So we have a dedicated running room. And within that room, it's an instructor-led running class on a treadmill. And so I was unaware of this, that the team told me this, that running is actually the fastest growing sport in India.
Absolutely.
It is rapidly growing. But
running and cycling both.
Yeah. But if you look, running can be difficult through certain periods of the year because you have monsoon season.
Correct.
It'll be extremely hot.
Correct.
In some places, there's a lot of traffic, so it might not be that safe to run. And so we're bringing running indoors in a fun, again, community where you can do a class with other people, instructor-led, and you can do it all year round in a safe, clean, excellent environment.
You're solving a lot of my problems, I'll say. So first, community that I just spoke about for Saturdays and Sundays. And these days, because it's monsoon out there and it's kind of very humid, I'm unable to, go out and have my walk. So usually what I do is I take dinner and then after that, I go for a walk. But then currently because of weather and everything, I'm not able to do that. So maybe that will suffice this.
And running is a fantastic sport in itself. I actually got into running through COVID. So I was never overly into running. And when there was not much to do, I started running and I really enjoyed it. And I actually joined a small running group and we just were running around, and we had the social distance. We were running around our block, and it was so good. It was community. We were, getting fit, healthy. It was a really good sport. So I can see why it's taking off here.
So of course, fitness, cricket, and then recovery. Currently, AI being, talk to town, and everyone is speaking about AI technology, and we all know technology. Without technology, you cannot actually pivot into or expand also. And of course, in healthcare also, AI is playing a vital role. Is technology your backbone also in DriveFITT?
We're very fortunate because we're a new business. And so you might find a lot of other gyms who have been around for a longer period of time are not adapting all that well into integrating technology into their gyms. They're very come in, lift weights, go home. Whereas because we're new, we get to start with all of the technology. Everything's available to us. And so it's a very fortunate place to sit in starting a new business with AI advancing so quickly with so much technology that's available to us. So we're very focused on having real feedback for our clients. So if you consider, let's say you come into a DriveFITT, you can have a full 3D body scan and it will fully scan your entire body and it will work out what you actually need to work on. So you're not getting injured. So you can say, oh, you're actually moving in a particular way and we need to work on shoulder tightness before we start doing bench press because you could get injured. Yeah. And so not only does it help you through injury prevention, but then it also gives you feedback so that you know that you're improving. So it's like any sport. Sport is all about improvement. It's about a score. And so with technology and fitness now, it allows you to have effectively like a score that you can try and beat. And so we integrate quite a lot of technology within the four walls of the gym to allow people to do that. Even in our running room, when you go and do an instructor-led course or running course, you will be given a score by the instructor, and then you will be able to better that score. And
so you are gamifying that piece also.
Correct. So it's like a gamification where you get real-time feedback. You can actually gauge where you are at in your fitness journey based on your score and based on the technology to provide.
I guess that's the beauty about sport, right? Because in gym, if I'm lifting, let's say 10 pounds and I'm unable to track that actually. And that's not gamified. It becomes kind of very monotonous after a point. So I've been doing gym for almost 15 years and I've been doing the same exercises.
Yeah.
And now I feel I should kind of, go for some sport, which kind of takes that mental load off as well, plus keeps me fit also.
Yeah. And if you look at, take cricket, for example, you could come into a DriveFITT and you could be a fast bowler. You could say, all right, I want to know how fast I bowl currently. So we have the technology that will tell you exactly how fast you bowl. So you would come in with one of our trainers and you would bowl 10 balls at max speed. And he or she would say, your current max bowling pace is 115 kilometers an hour. And then the trainer would be able to look at your action and work out, using technology, how he can improve you, not just from a technique perspective, but from a training perspective. So he might say, here is a course that you need to go and partake in for 5 weeks. And it's using this machine, this machine, this machine, this machine in the gym. And then he'll come back later and test you again. And so you'll not only implement technique, but you'll actually implement training, which is giving you a real edge, because you could bowl as fast as you want on game day and you could practice all you want. But if you're not training the muscles, you won't be able to improve dramatically. And that's what we're offering at DriveFITT is that technology that actually shows you how to improve.
And okay, so nutrition, again, that plays a very vital role there as well. So will you also have dietitians or a nutrition, space wherein people can actually have food and all of those kind of things as well?
Yes, every drive, or certainly the flagship, if you do the largest size, will have a nutrition bar, and the trainers are trained, are nutrition trained. So let's say you want to put on weight, you want to gain muscle, as we spoke about when we were offline, that I want to try to put on more size because I struggle. You will be able to go through a course that will tell you, these are the supplements that you should take. Okay. This is how often you should take them. These are the equipments that you should be using, and you'll be able to track all of that through technology. And it'll give you a very real-time view on where you're up to, where you're trying to get to, and it helps you to sort of reach those goals because it's trackable. If you don't have the technology there, it's not trackable.
Absolutely. And I guess calorie deficit or surplus, it's all about maths and how you track that. Mm-hmm. And most of the people fail because they are unable to track it within time. And after, like, say, let's say I'm eating healthy, but then I'm calorie surplus, mm-hmm. and I'm not able to lose weight. After a month or two, I may, stop doing that because I'm unable to achieve that. But then in my mind, I'm thinking that I'm eating right and healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm restricting myself also from, my, let's say, best of the sweets that I want to have, all of that. And mm-hmm. after a month or two, because I'm unable to track, I just go off.
That's right. It's amazing how fewer people are aware if they are in a calorie surplus or deficit. And that you may find people are trying to lose weight. They're training as much as they possibly can, but they're just in a huge surplus. They're just eating too much food. And so their body is really struggling to lose that extra weight because they just don't know. But if you use the technology, it's very easy now to track what meals you're having and whether or not you're in a surplus or a deficit. And it's all available. It's right there. And people should be using that technology because it's exceptionally useful.
Okay. So this brings me to completing this entire cycle. And this entire cycle cannot be completed without sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that also plays a very vital role. And, most of us these days spend a lot of time scrolling mm-hmm. when we are on bed. Will you also be educating people on the sleep and those lifestyle things on how to correct those, details so that you can actually perform well?
Yeah, absolutely. So the trainers that we have will educate a client as much as the client would want to be educated within the balance of their life. And so if they had a problem with sleeping, it could be to do with their diet. It could be to do with their habits leading up to the time in which they go to bed. And so our trainers will be able to help people generally improve their lifestyle if that's what people are after.
How many hours do you sleep?
I actually sleep a lot, believe. I have 3 kids, and I have a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 4-year-old.
So you have sleepless nights.
No, but I don't. I sleep really well. Yeah, my kids are great. They sleep. They sleep through the night really well. So I typically sleep 8 hours a night. Oh, solid. Yeah. I'm a great sleeper. I'm very lucky. Yourself?
Then you're recovering well then.
How much do you sleep?
I try to sleep 8 to 9 hours, but then lately 7.5 hours.
Yeah. I think as long as you're around 7 to 8, you're okay. It's if you're going below that sort of 7.65, I think that's when you can start to have issues.
And in fact, going beyond 9 is also concerning because you may have deficiency of vitamin D or maybe zinc, magnesium, and all of that.
Yeah.
That is also a concern.
Yeah.
I guess 7 to 8 hours is the sweet spot.
It seems to be the sweet spot. Yeah.
Correct. This also brings me to asking you about the supplementation. So you spoke about supplementation, but then will you be tying up with, supplement organizations or as in supplement providers also who can give the supplements? Because in India, getting authenticated supplement is a task.
Yeah, yeah. So we will be bringing in supplements from Europe, and we will be bringing in supplements from the United States, and we will also have Indian brands too. So
Nice.
yeah, in the nutrition bar, there will be a fairly wide range of what people can buy, and they can buy the powders, but they can also buy the ready-made shake. So we want to make sure people have a really nice choice of what they can consume, and we want to make sure that it's price point sensitive too. Like, we don't want to just say to people, you need to be spending the equivalent of $200 to $300 on a bag of protein, because it may just not be what you want to spend. So yeah, we're very conscious of making sure that we have a good offering of supplements, and I think over time we'll look to really broaden that out and grow on that.
So maybe I can expect, technology, global technology in DriveFit, globally certified people who can educate me on how to perform exercises, how to recover, and then of course the nutrition piece also.
Mhm.
So being in India, I should be getting those holistic global
Yeah,
things also.
and we're very fortunate that we have a handful of very, very well-known cricketers or people associated to cricket on our cap table. So what we get to lean on quite a lot is using their knowledge in cricket to help train our trainers, so that they're getting, our members are getting the best training for cricket and nutrition associated to cricket. So, for example, one of our founding shareholders is Ryan Harris, ex-Australian fast bowler. He was the number one test bowler in the world for 2 years. Rhino is been a fantastic help to shape the way that we want to train our trainers who are going to train the cricketers. And so he's actually currently the head coach of the South Australian cricket team. So he knows everything about cricket training. So he gives us advice on, this is what we should be training if you want to train a fast bowler. These are the fundamentals. So he sort of mastheads some of our training regimes. And so when a member comes in, they will know if they want to be, let's say, a fast bowler, they're getting tips and training from the best. That, Ryan was the number one bowler in the world. Right. So you're getting advice from literally the best of the best.
So you are starting with Gurgaon, but then what's your plan on expanding this? As in, how do you want to expand this? You want to be only in tier 1 cities, or you're planning to go to tier 2 and 3 also?
The plan is that we will franchise this business. So franchises are being sold right now, and we will sell franchises virtually anywhere in India where we have a strong franchise partner and where we think that franchise can be successful. So as a business, we would like to be owning around 1:8 or 1:10 that would be company owned, and then the balance would be franchising. Okay. So we see a fantastic opportunity for franchisees to get a franchise from us as a DriveFit, because the game of cricket is forever growing in India. Okay. Fitness in India is growing year on year, and it's not going to slow down. And as that middle class continues to grow, it is going to continue to excel. And so if you are a business person who likes cricket and you like to make money, then this is really an ideal franchise for you, because it's combining, a very fast growing market in fitness with a loved sport in cricket. I honestly don't think drawing a large number of members will be difficult if you choose the right locations.
But okay, so when you talk about franchisees, and I've seen, let's say Gold's Gym or 24/7, fitness chains coming in India, but then I see them struggling currently. Mm-hmm. What makes DriveFit so different than, these mainstream gyms ones?
I think you will see, I won't speak for the gyms and if they are or aren't struggling, but I think what would happen is it's a very competitive landscape. If you are a gym, just a gym, if I wanted to join any 24/7 gym, what's the difference between this gym, and this gym?
Correct.
The answer is usually price. And so the race to the bottom begins, where
Correct.
you're just competing on price. Everyone's got the same machines, basically the same offering. And that's where they can struggle because it's hard to differentiate. And so what we are fortunate to have is a very, very strong USP. And that USP is the ecosystem of cricket. We're bringing in a sport that people love, that people want to keep playing. You go to the gym yourself. Gym is a pastime that people can be very fluid in. They can come and go with the gym. It's not uncommon for people to get very dedicated in January after a New Year's resolution, and then within 3 months they sort of tail off, and then they might not renew their membership, and off they go. But with DriveFit, it is people's love for cricket and participation in cricket does not wane. If you love cricket, you love cricket.
Correct.
And so what we're doing, we're using the sport of cricket to keep people at our facilities. It's cricket is a very sticky sport. You don't leave it. And so I think if you were to say that gyms are struggling, I think it is for that reason: lack of USP, and very, very competitive.
Okay. I guess in India, and that's what, as you rightly said, if you love cricket, you love cricket. I guess, at least I don't know any boy who did not or does not want to play cricket in India. At least in my circle, I haven't seen anyone who doesn't want to play cricket on weekends.
Yeah.
And that's what, and people want to still be good at it while playing it. So, what kind of return profile or exit, that I can potentially any investor or your franchisee would see, when you franchise this? So
we want to be able to provide a 2.5-year payback for our franchisees. That's the target. So you acquire a franchise, you secure your zone, you set up your club, and within 2.5 years, you've paid back your investment.
So I select the facility, and you help me, make that facility and then run that facility. What sort of investments are we currently seeing here?
So there are a few options. So if you are a business owner, but you have no idea how to run a gym, that's fine. You can do what's called a FOCO, franchise owned, company operated. So you can own the business, you can take the lease, you can select the location, you take care of all of that.
But operations is being taken care of.
Operationally, we'll take care of it. We'll ensure that the gym is successful. We will run that gym for you, and we will give you a report. You can be as involved as you want to be. And so in that model, you would have a CapEx requirement of around $1 million, but it depends on the size. Totally depends on the size. So if you went and did a 25,000 square feet club like we have, your CapEx will be a little bit higher. If you go smaller, then it will inherently be lower. But ultimately, we want our franchisees to be getting a 2.5-year payback, and then thereafter, it's profit.
So when you say 2.5 years, so cost of acquisition currently and LTV ratio both here in India is kind of low. How do we make sure that that's kind of high?
So we as a business, I think, did very well with tying well-known faces to the brand. And if you've got very well-known faces, we've got Glenn Maxwell is one of our shareholders, Pretty Zinta's a shareholder, Shubham Deal's a shareholder, both are co-founders. We get a lot of eyeballs on the business, a lot. I mean, we've been in literally hundreds of articles now, and those articles have come at no cost. We're not paying for those articles. People are just genuinely interested in what we're doing. And so what that will do is give us a lower customer acquisition cost.
Okay.
And then, as we spoke about earlier, because we're banking on cricket being stickier than a normal gym and us building community around our clubs, we want our clients or our members to stay longer. And so your lifetime journey of a customer should be far extended than what it would normally be in a gym. And so it improves your lifetime value. So if we can keep the cost low because we've got celebrities associated, and then we can also keep that customer for longer, then it helps us as owners of our own clubs, and it helps our franchisees because they have a more profitable business. And the other gyms and other franchises cannot do that. They are not able to offer that, whereas we can.
Yeah, because there's not much of stickiness when it comes to, because it's all about gym, and
it's all about gym. And so if there's two gyms and they're 100 meters apart, and what stops me from just leaving my gym and going to the other gym? There's absolutely nothing. If all of a sudden this gym's 20% cheaper with the same equipment, with the same experience, why wouldn't I just leave and go to that gym? And so that's what the franchisees face when they say, I really want to get a franchise. I'd like a fitness franchise, but they're not sticky enough. Whereas the cricket side of a DriveFITT makes it inherently much stickier because people love cricket.
Okay. Plus, I guess that market is already being disrupted by CultFit. They're already disrupting that as we speak, because most of the gyms, they've already tied up, and you can just, buy Cult's membership, and then you can use any facility that you want around you.
Yeah. So what I would say is, if you are considering a franchise of any description, fitness, a gym, whatever it might be, I truly believe that a DriveFITT is a franchise that can be very sticky, that can retain its members, that can have a large membership base and be a profitable business. I genuinely think, truthfully, that is the case.
When are you opening your first facility?
The flagship is opening at the end of September.
Oh, very, very close.
It's close. Yeah, we're fitting it out right now. I'm going there in the morning to see progress. So I very much look forward to it.
And what are your plans, as in for this, let's say, for next 1 year, how many facilities you want to open in India itself?
I think if we could target to sell 50 franchises in the next 12 months, so from the day the doors open, let's say at the end of September, I think we should be trying to sell 50 franchises. Now, they won't all open within that 12-month period, but we have got now a large number of inquiries for franchises, a very large number. And so we're just working through those, selecting the best applicants that we've got. And I think it's very possible that we could sell 50 within the next 12 months, and maybe we could sell more.
So what sort of criteria do you have for the selection? So let's say if I'm the one who's applying for a franchisee, what are the parameters, through which I can really get that franchisee?
Yeah, so we will take an application from anybody who is motivated, who is has a background in business of some description, demonstrates that they have the financial capacity to start one of these businesses. But what's been really interesting is we've found a lot of interest is coming from real estate developers, because we're a very self-serving business for a real estate developer, because a developer will have a big space and they want a tenant for that big space. So they could buy a DriveFITT franchise as a FOCO, franchise-owned, company-operated, and they are effectively buying their own tenant for a large space. So if they've got 20,000 square feet, if you're leasing up 20,000 square feet, you typically will give a fairly strong incentive to the incoming tenant. But in this instance, rather than give the incentive, you can use that incentive to fit out the DriveFITT. And so you're effectively buying your own business. And so it is looking like we are becoming a top choice for franchise through major property developers.
And in one city itself, you will have multiple facilities also, is what I'm assuming.
Yes, yeah. In one city, we would like to have multiple. Yeah. And it's good for the members then too, because if you've got a membership and you work in one location,
you want it closer to
you'll be able to. And so we really want to spread these out. We want a lot of DriveFITTs in India.
So you're starting from India. Any plans that you have to going international out of India also?
Yeah, we are actively talking in Dubai and the UAE right now with some groups. So I would say by the end of the year, we will have sold the master franchise for Dubai.
Oh, wow.
But we are taking, if a listener is interested in the master franchise for the UAE, we will happily speak to them. But we are speaking to 2 quite serious groups right now.
Okay. Again, in the real estate.
Yeah, and well, I would say the most likely candidate is actually a retail, a large scale retail business that represents large brands for India here, and also
I guess I've already guessed the name.
you might have, yeah, and so yeah, we're speaking to them for that. And look, I think we will open up clubs in Australia because Australians are very passionate about cricket. I think we would strongly consider England. You could go to any major cricketing nation, and I think it could go well. I mean, I've got a family holiday in Sri Lanka in 3 weeks, so I'll have a look at the landscape of obviously a very good cricketing nation. We're actually staying right near the cricket ground down in Gaul.
Oh,
yeah, which was the late and great Shane Warne's.
I'm sure you must have planned this vacation.
No, I didn't. That's by pure chance. I did not do that. It's actually right where we're staying is very close to Gaul cricket ground, which is one of Shane Warne's favourite cricket grounds in the whole world.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So I'll go there and I'll shoot some content
so
and walk the ground.
Purposes.
Yeah, it worked out well for me. But I think what's important as well from a franchisee's perspective is we have multiple revenue streams. So it's not just membership. That's not the only place a franchisee can make money from this business. We have the coaching side. So because we have cricket coaches, not just PT revenue, we have cricket coaching revenue. And so you might say, I want to bowl faster. And you will go through a cricket coaching program where they will teach you about how to bowl faster. Yeah. And so that's a program. So that's a revenue stream. There's a nutrition revenue stream. So they will teach you, right, these are the foods that you need to consume. And then there's a retail revenue stream where you will actually buy those foods that you need to consume. And then within the retail store, we have apparel as well. So it's a very multi-revenue business. We also have recovery as a revenue stream. So there's actually revenues around recovery as well. So you're not just going to have a membership revenue stream only. There are very multifaceted revenue streams for franchisees, which make it a very attractive franchise for people to come in and acquire.
So this is about franchisee. If I look at it from the investor's lens, what's in it for, an investor who, or are you even open to getting more investors around this?
We are open to investment. We do have truly massive scale. This business could scale, and I think will scale to very great heights. You look at the size of, let's just take India. You look at the size of the Indian middle class, 450 million people growing at 25 million year on year. The middle class is set to hit 1 billion people in the mid-2040s. Like, that is an astronomical number. Right. And of those billion middle-class people, a very high number will have an interest of varying levels in cricket. True. And so this business has enormous scalability. We are going to be servicing that cricket market and that fitness market very, very, very neatly. And I don't think it's unrealistic that we could have hundreds of DriveFITT's around India in the years to come. So I think this business has, as we say in business world, a very, very long runway. And I think we can get to great heights with it.
And I guess, at least I haven't come anyone across who's doing this globally also. I haven't seen any other person who's doing, combining both fitness with cricket.
Yeah, and no one is. We are truly pioneering something here. Vikram, our CEO, we're headed to the US at the end of the year to start looking at cricket in the US and where DriveFITT fits in the US market. And cricket is obviously growing a lot. It's in the Olympics. The World Cup was in the US.
Okay.
Cricket participation is increasing a lot in the US. So I think, we will take this business to the US. But our focus right now is we are really laser focused on this Indian market because it is just so big. And cricket is head, shoulders, and everything else above all other sports in India. And we really want to service that market.
In fact, one of the batsmen who's there in the US team is Indian Milind, who's there.
Mm-hmm.
He's also an Indian who's playing there. And he's from Delhi itself.
Right, yeah. I think I remember seeing the US team in the World Cup, and it was made up of a lot of Indians.
Correct. That's why you chose it, yeah.
That's what. Look, it was, this. I'll tell you the story of DriveFIT, if you like.
Yeah, please.
Because I really
want to know that.
I am the inventor of DriveFIT. I'm the original founder of DriveFIT. I came up with the concept, and it came up in such a innocuous moment, such a simple moment. I was at the gym, and I'll tell you the quick backstory. I previously had a fitness booking app called Kubo Fit. Okay. Had it in 2014. It was a fitness booking where people could book a personal trainer through the app. It was a very simple app, did quite well. And we were looking to expand Kubo Fit into other countries. And so we looked at India because simply of population.
Okay.
And when we saw that the fitness industry back then was growing, the opportunity was very apparent that a fitness product in India is a good idea. And Kubo Fit got acquired, and I learned a lot about the Indian fitness market back then, and I learned a lot about the fitness market itself. Fast forward quite a few years, and I had just been to the gym. I pulled up out the front of my house. It was in the summer, and I'd been watching the cricket. There was a test match on, and I thought to myself, God, I'd love to just go and have a hit in the nets. And because I used to play so much as a junior, and in Australia, there was nowhere that I could do that. There was nowhere that I could just go and pay and just go bat, in front of a bowling machine and just hit balls for an hour. And I would love to have done that. So I just finished the gym. I had this sort of realization moment of, geez, I'd love to go have a hit. And then it's like a light bulb sort of goes off in your head, and it's like the wires connected about the Indian fitness market, cricket as a sport. I'd just been to the gym, and at that moment, how great would a gym be with cricket facilities? And then I thought, surely that would exist because it's so logical to combine the two. Okay. Just combining a sport with gym, it's very logical. And so I was Googling, couldn't find anything. There was nothing.
Okay.
And I thought, you know where this would work? India. If you could do this in India, I knew the fitness market was growing because of my time at Kubo. I know that Indians love cricket because I've watched cricket my whole life. I'm very aware that Indians love cricket as a sport. It's like a religion. I thought, if no one has done this, I'm going to do this. And that's literally how it was born.
So before that, you've been to India, when you started Kubo?
I had been to India. I'd actually been to India for manufacturing. So I came to India to look at some manufacturing because I previously had a manufacturing business, and we manufactured mostly out of China. And we were looking at manufacturing options, and we were selling this particular product range into India. And we were selling it to a large brand called Dorset, which is a big Indian hardware manufacturer. Yeah. And Dorset offered, at the time, they said, look, come to India, we can make this for you. So rather than import it from China, we'll make it. And so at the time I came over, it was years ago, and I did a tour around India, and I saw firsthand I saw kids playing cricket on the street. You don't see that in Australia. And it was everywhere, cricket grounds everywhere. You look up on the every billboard at the time, it would have Virat Kohli on it. It would have Sachin Tendulkar, MS Dhoni. It was everywhere. And thankfully, that manufacturing business got acquired, and it was a really nice exit. And it gave me this time and freedom to choose what do I think is the best business that I could get myself into right now. And I actually had a conversation with my wife, and I said, all right, we've got some time, we've got money. What do we want to go into? What do I think could be $1 billion business? Yeah. And the answer was DriveFIT, but back then it was called 24/7 Cricket. It was just it didn't have a real name. It just had this moniker that was 24/7 cricket. And yeah, we sort of decided together and said, you know what? I think all of the pieces are there. Like, as a businessman, I look at, okay, is the market there? Yes. Has anyone done this before? No. Is the timing right? Yes. India is growing at a rapid rate. India's middle class is growing. Money is pouring into India.
Okay.
There is no better time to do this business. And so we just went for it.
What's your one food that you like in India?
So I absolutely love, and this is so basic, so don't think less of me for this, but I love a garlic cheese naan so much. I just love it, and then I love it with the yellow dal.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
So
that's like a comfort food for most of the Indians.
Okay, well, I can after this, because it's 7:30. After this, we're going to dinner, and I promise that's what I'm going to be ordering. I love it. It is so nice. I love Indian food. I always have.
So what sort of questions do you usually ask in your own podcast?
I mean, I've only done 2 episodes, and I'm trying to make them as fluid as possible. And so, because mine is called Beyond a Billion, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can about that industry. And so I'm asking questions about what opportunities are you seeing in that industry? What growth opportunities are there? What are you seeing in the market right now that you didn't see 5 years ago? What are the challenges for Western companies in your industry, in your field, coming into India? Because for me, it's almost like this journey of education, so that I can learn more about the Indian market. I can meet people, and then I can give the viewers an insight into maybe sometimes asking dumb questions or basic questions, so that it's because my viewership is, I'm actually targeting Indian viewers for the education side of it and for the views, because you've got the population and the volume. But then I'm also targeting Australia and America so that they get confidence to bring their business to India. So I'm trying to become like a thought leader of, well, I'm thinking I can take my business to India because this Australian guy has, and I want to position myself kind of like an industry leader for being a Westerner and bringing businesses in. So I've actually got a partner that I work with now who has offered to say that they bring businesses to India as a they've done it for 40 years. And so anyone that comes to me, this is where I talked about with monetization. Anyone that comes to me, I provided it's appropriate, I will filter through to this company, and then they will help them set up in India. And there's a monetization between that relationship. But I honestly think I think there's a very obvious gap where Western companies want to come to India. They really want to come to India, and they should, because the opportunity, if you can get a consumer product right in India, your market is gigantic. It doesn't even compare to what you could do in Australia.
Correct.
Like, I saw a statistic. It was something like, if every person of the middle class of India drank 1 cup of coffee every 3 weeks, which is nothing, it would outsell Australia for 8 years of coffee consumption. And that was 1 of every 3 weeks. Like, most people drink 2 to 3 coffees a day. And so it just shows you like this unbelievable scale. And so I'm trying to get Western businesses to sort of see that. But I think there's a fear of, I would love to have that volume. I would love that market exposure.
But then I don't know.
But I don't know anything about it.
Correct.
And it's hard. Like, it's even as a Australian.
Very high risk to actually take that.
Well, look, yes, it's high risk.
If you don't have any partner.
That's right. If you don't do it properly. No, you know what? I would actually go as far to say it's not high risk. It is financial suicide if you just came here and tried to just start a business with no plan, no local intel, no local partner to help you, you would fail. You honestly would fail, because there's so many nuances, so much cultural differences, so many differences from city to city, let alone, this country is gigantic. And so I think anyone who takes the leap like we did with DriveFITT and has a go and does it properly, has a plan, has the right partners in place, I think I said on a podcast last week, I said, I feel like getting into India now would be like buying Bitcoin under $1,000.
Absolutely. And that's about how you sow a seed. So you just spoke about coffee. And in India, people love chai, tea. They just love that. 15 years back, or I'd say 20 or 30 years back, I'd say, there was one small candy with coffee taste that they implanted in here in India, so that kids of our age can eat that and build that taste.
Right.
And now we want coffee rather than tea. So it's about how you sow that seed. And actually, as we were speaking about longer vision also.
Yeah.
How you actually do that. And I guess this is one of the visions that you also have. You are kind of sowing that cricket plus fitness seed, which will, give you yield after 10 or 20 years.
That's right. Well, the best part about pioneering something is that you get to go first. You get to be the one that did it. But then the problem with pioneering something is you don't know how to do it because no one's ever done it. So you're trying to work it out as you go. And you can put your best foot forward, and you can have the best people around you. But ultimately, you're all building something blind. You're all just building it. It's you think of when you start a business like DriveFITT, every single thing has to get created. Everything, the color of this gets decided by our marketing manager. The fact that there's a little kick here that has to get decided by someone. Every single thing is a decision. And so when you see a big brand, I think it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget what actually goes into creating a brand and scaling it. Because a lot of people only ever see brands when they're big. But every micro decision gets made. And although I must say with AI, a lot of micro decisions are made for you now.
Absolutely.
And the right decision gets made like that.
Okay.
So, looking back at businesses that I've had, say, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, we used to have to write all the content ourselves. Whereas now you can just do a chat GPT prompt. It'll write it for you and you'll go, oh, God, that was 10 times better than what I was going to write. So it does. We are living in a world where it's easier to.
But apart from fitness, cricket, what business do you see an investor should invest when they are coming in India?
Consumer goods.
Okay.
I think consumer goods. Yeah. I think, obviously, I'm a huge advocate for health and fitness in India and cricket. And I think that space has a very, very long way to go. But I think consumer goods, if you had a really nice consumer product, I think you could have enormous sales. So I won't give anything away, but I have a strong interest in some sort of health food, because I think with the health and fitness industry growing, we have so much exposure in this business to health and fitness. I think that there are gaps in the market for a really nice health and fitness product. I mean, it's not hard to look at David Bar in the US. They just raised a $600 million valuation. Like that guy, he exited his previous business, I believe, at $600 million. In fact, he might have raised it higher than that, but whatever it is, it's like astronomical growth in protein bars. And I think a product like that could do really well here.
So there's one protein bar from Optimum Nutrition, which tastes excellent. But then I haven't seen it anywhere else. I have had this in London, but then I haven't seen it anywhere else. But then the taste.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any other protein bar come anything next.
Yeah, America does so well with its snack foods. They do superbly well with snack foods. And they have a good scale. I mean, you're talking 300 million people.
Correct.
But that's nothing compared to what you've got here in India as a consuming country. And so, yeah, I think if you could learn a lot from the US market and just simply say, right, well, what's working really well in the US,
and then just replicate it
here, Indianize it, and go for it. And I think with a plan, with partners, with manufacturers, with all the things, I think the other thing people miss is corporate governance. It is much more, I wouldn't say complicated, it's just different here. And so if you've never set up a business here before, you really need the right people to do that for you. Otherwise, you will burn money and
absolutely,
you won't be successful.
Money and time both.
You will not be successful. Yeah.
But then a lot of new companies are, popping up when you talk about, food, diet food, snacks, protein bars and all of that.
Yeah.
And they're doing really good.
Yes.
Really good.
Yeah. I think Western businesses are going to come here a lot in the next 5 to 10 years, a lot. And I think the later they leave it, that boat is the ship will be sailing, and businesses will start to establish themselves and really grow. But I think we're so fortunate at Drive that we have the right team of people around us. It's been the hardest part to get the right team, and now we have the best team. I truly believe we have the best team in the fitness industry in India. I do believe that, and I think we have all of the right parts to be ultra successful.
Which is great. So how does your day look like when it comes to fitness? As in, do you work out daily or?
I work out every day. Yeah, I actually train at lunchtime.
Oh,
yeah.
That's the best time actually.
Well,
because you've had one meal in there.
Yeah, I never used to. I used to train in the afternoons, but now because I have 3 kids, my kids finish daycare, I'd like to try and contribute and do as much as I can after work. And I want to see the kids as well. So I just found that after work didn't work for me anymore. And so I like to train over lunch. So I have a very short lunch break. Well, sorry, I don't eat for very long over my lunch break, but I train for a good hour and 20 minutes. And I try to train really hard. And my gym, thankfully, is right next to my office. So it's the shop next to my office.
What's your take on intermittent fasting? Do you do that?
I don't intermittent fast. No, I have breakfast every morning. I try to have I have a protein shake that has a whole heap of extra things blended into it. So it's a very high calorie because I'm trying to put weight on. So I want to be in a calorie surplus. So I have that. And then I have...
So your protein, then what all do you add to that?
So I add walnuts. I add blueberries, frozen blueberries, because that makes it colder. I add chia seeds. Then I bulk it up with oats. And then I have half a banana. And then I blend it. And it is like...
You will not believe I have exactly same... Right after my gym. I have exactly same meal.
There you go.
Exactly same.
We must have...
Just that I add more seeds because we get that mixed seed in here. So I just add that. And top it up with almonds also.
Yeah. If I have almonds, I sometimes have almonds in it too. But it's beautiful, but it's heavy. You
get your carbs, you get your fats, you get your fiber also.
Yeah, I love it. And I have that every day in the morning.
So this is your morning meal. Then you go to the gym.
Yep.
So this is like a pre-workout meal for you, and then...
Yeah. Then I have lunch. And then
What do you have in lunch?
It varies quite a bit. There's a Mexican place that I go to a lot. They do like a big chicken bowl with rice. So I sort of do like almost like
guacamole and
it's like a meal prep, but I eat that, which I have a lot. I'm probably embarrassed to say I have it more than I should. That's my sort of main go-to. And then I work through the afternoon. I get home, see the kids, and then my wife Stevie's a fantastic cook, and she cooks for us most nights.
And then you go to the gym. after gym, you take any protein shakes or anything?
Yeah, I have a protein shake after, just by itself though. I don't
Add anything?
I don't have the big added one.
Just water and
Yep.
protein.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I take creatine as well. I take creatine every morning, and I have creatine in the afternoon. I've just started really adding more creatine into my diet because I'm seeing a lot of people talking a lot about the benefits of. I've always taken it, but just I'm having more
increasing the dosage.
Yeah.
Glutamine? Are you using glutamine?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any fish oil or anything?
Yep. I take fish oil in the morning.
Zinc?
I actually take a lot of supplements in the.
Me too. High five.
Yeah, I take a lot. My wife bought me this divider, and it's because it was taking me
for every day.
Yeah, it was taking me too long. I was like in the bathroom, and I'm like, oh god, like putting the things, and it was just taking so long.
That's what I do every Sunday. I put that into those sections so that I can easily just pop it up and take that.
I take L-theanine now as well. Oh, try that. That's L-theanine is really good. Good for sleep. L-theanine, good for concentration, good for sleep.
Oh, is it? Does it work? Really work?
I think so. Yeah. Yep.
NAD? Are you using NAD?
No, but I take NMN. Do you take NMN?
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't.
Try that. That's really good.
Yeah, it's a precursor actually to.
Oh, it is? Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that converts to NAD basically. So.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then I take magnesium before bed. Yeah. I think that's a common one. That's really good.
Correct. Yeah. Zinc plus magnesium, ZMA is what.
Yeah, that's a really. I think everyone should do that. That's a real staple of a healthy.
What do you do for recovery?
I do stretching, so I get up every morning early and stretch, and I love doing it. I make my coffee in the morning before the kids wake up. I usually get up at about sort of 5:30.
Oh, what time do you sleep?
Pretty early. I go to bed at like 9:30.
Wow.
And then
but then it actually sets you off from most of the parties hanging around and all of that.
Oh yeah.
Kind of skip that.
Yeah, 9:30.
Which is good.
Yeah.
For your routine actually.
Just tired. By the end of the day, I'm just tired. I have a very active life. I train really hard. I've got 3 kids. Business is very busy. That's very thinking a lot, doing a lot. I'm a very active person, and so by 9:30, I'm tired.
That's what your lunch is actually evening for a lot of people, and that's how it goes well for your workout.
Yeah, it works out for me perfectly. So for recovery, I do a lot of stretching. I really like to stretch for a good 45 minutes in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Foam rolling and all of that, you do that?
I don't foam roll. I should, but I don't. I just like to get my coffee, sit on the lounge room floor, and I just really stretch it out. I like to, because I sit down at work a lot, I get a tight back. I like to really sort of just stretch out, and I think it helps a lot with my general recovery from the gym as well. Because and then I do a lot of walking. I do incline walking.
So you just spoke about your team. You have the best team. But let's say if someone who's watching this podcast and wants to be a part of that team, is it still open? People can apply for that?
Yeah. I mean, if you follow me on LinkedIn, I'm posting job updates all the time because we're a growing business. We need the best of the best, and it's you look at the people that we have involved in the business. Like you've got the captain of India, you've got Pretty Zinta, you've got the best of the best, and that's what we want with our team. We actually have a role open now. It's called head of performance is the title. It's for our Gurgaon head flagship site, and this title or this position is a bit different. We're trying to do something different where normally in a gym you would have a gym manager and then you would have someone who looks after the team. But what we want is someone who's extremely dynamic, who knows how to run a team, knows how to run performance, understands fitness, and then also understands how to run a business. And so we're looking for this really dynamic role where...
Basically a fitness entrepreneur.
Yeah, we want a fitness entrepreneur to head up this club for us. And because it's our flagship, it's a super important role. So we are actively looking. I'm posting about it on LinkedIn. If you think that, that person is you.
So maybe we'll just flash email ID also in here. So if
Yep.
someone wants to apply, they can just.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we would encourage people to apply. It's a very important role for us in the business, and I think it could be a very fun role for someone with a lot of growth because we are a growing business. We are going to have a lot of clubs. So if they're local to Gurgaon, they looking for a job and they fit that criteria, we would love to have them. And keep an eye out on our social medias and on our website because we are hiring. So if you're a fitness professional, if you're a cricket professional, if you're a person who just wants to get involved in our business, we would implore you to reach out and come and join us.
So apart from this, what all businesses that you cover, as in you are in Dubai? So what all businesses do you currently have running apart from this?
So typically, Sellar Capital, which is the business that I'm the CEO of, is a investment business, and we invest typically in property in Australia. So we live in Dubai. We actually live in the Burj Khalifa. So we live in the most Dubai location there is. And yeah, in Australia we invest.
And you are on which floor?
We are on the 85th floor.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you're in the clouds.
Yeah, we would be. The best part about living in the Burj Khalifa is we have a residence lounge on level 123. So we can go up there any time of the day. And it's only for residents. So you have to live there to be in this lounge. And it's beautiful. It's like a really classy airport lounge. It's got tea, coffee, drinks, and lounge areas that you can sit and look out. It's got a library. It's beautiful. And so that's one of my
Wow.
You come and visit me and I'll take you up there.
Sure,
it's honestly beautiful. It's great.
I was there last month itself. I keep on coming there. So
yeah,
maybe one day, of course.
Yeah. Well, you know where to find it. The Burj. It's hard to miss.
85th floor.
So yeah, other than the property development side, we also invest in e-commerce businesses. So we've got a few product-related e-commerce businesses that we own.
Okay.
And I have a business that also takes Australian brands to mainland China. But from my day-to-day perspective, I am 95% DriveFITT. That is my major focus. I pretty much have put all of my mental eggs into this basket because I see this as the biggest opportunity. The property development business is a very important part of what we do, but I'm not that actively involved in it. I oversee it. I'm aware of what we're doing in that space, but it doesn't require a lot of time. Where my entire focus is on this business is DriveFITT because it's something I love too. I love cricket. I love fitness. And it's got such a huge potential. And so I think that it's just, you need to as an entrepreneur, you need to put your focus into what you truly believe in and what you think is going to get you the farthest. And I really think that the DriveFITT business, above anything else that I've ever done, this is the best and most interesting.
So I guess fitness, you can only go far with fitness if you're passionate about it. And I guess you are combining both the passions, of course, cricket and fitness. It takes you to be passionate to actually keep on loving cricket or playing cricket. And similarly, it goes for fitness also.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I said earlier. If you owned a gym, it's very easy to fall out of love with fitness. And a lot of people don't love fitness. They see it as a necessity. It's something that they need to do. And they don't love going. They go because they have to. But that's where we're different as a business. We're saying, okay, well, let's say you don't love fitness. Let's say you're doing it because you have to, but you love cricket. Well, with us, you get both.
Okay. Oh, I guess we can just go on with this podcast, but then I'm sure I would want to have a round 2 with you.
Sure.
This was a very lovely conversation and I got to learn a lot about DriveFITT also. And I'm absolutely looking forward to DriveFITT also. Maybe I'll be the 01 member of DriveFITT because there are a lot of problems that you guys are actually solving. So kudos to you, all the best to you, and all the best for your September launch. And thank you, Mark, for coming on my show and giving me details about DriveFit. And I guess when it comes to fitness, I always love conversations about fitness. So yeah, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you
a
for
lot
having
for your
me.
time.
It was an absolute pleasure. It was easier than I was expecting to just quickly fly in. You're very close to my hotel. It was really convenient. So no, thank you. It's been a real pleasure, and I'm always happy to do round 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.